Welcome to the essential words for food and eating. Get ready to transform simple food talk into delicious descriptions that make you sound like a chef or food critic. Today we explore sensory food vocabulary across 3 levels. Elementary words like taste, fresh and spicy. Intermediate words such as texture, juicy and savory. Advanced terms like pungent, succulent, and decadent. You will learn to describe sight, smell, taste, touch, and even sound in food, practice sample sentences for each level, and finish with a short quiz to test your skills. Let's dig in and learn to speak about food like a pro. First word is smell. Smell. This can be a noun or a verb. It refers to sense or the act of sensing odors through the nose. Now we will hear 2 sample sentences. Feel free to practice aloud.
The bakery had the smell of warm cinnamon rolls.
He could smell hints of garlic in the soup.
Next word is taste. Taste. This word is a noun or a verb. As a noun, it means the flavor you sense in food. As a verb, it means to try or experience flavor. Humans can typically sense 5 main tastes.
I love the taste of fresh basil in tomato sauce.
She wanted to taste the new dessert before serving it to guests.
Fresh. Fresh. This is an adjective meaning newly harvested or made and full of natural flavor. Fun fact: fresh ingredients often have stronger aromas and brighter textures.
We used fresh tomatoes from the garden in the salad.
The fish at the market looked very fresh this morning.
Delicious. Delicious. This adjective means extremely tasty and enjoyable to eat. Quick tip: use it to praise meals or recipes you love.
The chocolate cake was absolutely delicious.
Your soup is so delicious, I want the recipe.
Spicy. Spicy. This adjective describes food with strong hot or peppery flavors. Fun fact: capsaicin in chilies creates the burning sensation we call spicy.
The curry was very spicy, so I had milk to cool my mouth.
If you like the hot flavor, try the spicy wings from that new place.
Flavor. Flavor. A noun or verb describing the combined taste and aroma of food. Pro tip: chefs layer flavors to create depth in dishes.
The soup had a deep flavor of roasted garlic and herbs.
You can flavor bread by grilling with butter and garlic for a fragrant bread serving.
Texture. Texture. This noun describes how food feels in the mouth or to the touch. Important tip: contrast in textures keeps dishes interesting.
The texture of the custard was silky and smooth.
I love the crunchy texture of toasted nuts on a salad.
Crispy, crispy. An adjective for food that is crisp and often makes a satisfying crunch. Fun fact: crisp textures often come from dry heat like frying or roasting.
The breadcrumbs were perfectly crispy on top of the noodles.
Bake them until they are crispy and golden brown.
Tender, tender. This adjective describes meat or vegetables that are soft and easy to chew. Cooking tip: low and slow methods often make meat tender.
The slow-cooked beef was so tender it fell apart.
Cook the squash until it is tender but not mushy.
Juicy. This adjective means full of juice or moisture, and often very flavorful. Quick note: juicy foods often feel more satisfying and rich.
The grilled peach was warm and juicy with syrup.
Bite into a juicy burger and watch the juices run.
Savory, savory. This word describes non-sweet, often salty or umami-rich flavors. Food fact: savory dishes often pair well with acidic components to balance them.
She prefers savory snacks like cheese and crackers.
The tart had a savory filling of mushrooms and thyme.
Aromatic, aromatic. This adjective means pleasantly fragrant. Used when smells are strong and appealing. Fun fact: aromatic herbs like rosemary release oils when heated.
The kitchen was aromatic with rosemary and garlic.
Roasting the spices makes them more aromatic.
Palate, palate. This noun refers to the roof of the mouth, and by extension a person's sense of taste or preference. Tip: developing your palate helps you notice subtle flavors.
Her palate favored bold, spicy dishes.
Wine tasting trains your palate to detect subtle notes.
Cuisine, cuisine. This noun refers to a specific style of cooking tied to a culture or region. Fun fact: fusion cuisine mixes elements from different traditions.
Italian cuisine often features fresh tomatoes and basil.
They explored street cuisine while traveling through Asia.
Pungent, pungent. This adjective describes an intense, sharp smell or taste that can be striking or overpowering. Note: pungent elements can add bold character to dishes when used carefully.
The onions became quite pungent as they caramelized.
A drop of truffle oil gives a pungent note to the risotto.
Succulent. Succulent. This adjective means juicy and richly satisfying, often used for meats and fruits. Tip: proper resting lets meats remain succulent.
The roast chicken was tender and succulent.
Bite into the peach and enjoy the succulent flesh.
Connoisseur. Connoisseur. This noun describes someone who is an expert in judging quality, often of food or wine. Fun note: connoisseurs develop their palate over many tastings.
The pastry connoisseur praised the chef's delicate éclair.
As a coffee connoisseur, she could detect subtle roast differences.
Decadent. Decadent. This adjective describes extremely rich, indulgent food that feels luxurious. Fun note: decadence often pairs richness with small servings for impact.
They shared a decadent chocolate tart for dessert.
A decadent sauce finished the dish.
Umami. Umami. This noun describes the savory, meaty taste found in foods like mushrooms, soy, and aged cheese. Fun fact: umami is Japanese for pleasant savory taste and was recognized as a basic taste in the 20th century.
Parmesan added a strong umami to the pasta.
Miso broth is rich in umami flavor.
Nuance. Nuance. This noun means a subtle or slight difference, often used to describe delicate flavor notes. Tip: paying attention to nuance elevates food critique.
The sauce had a subtle nuance of citrus beneath the herbs.
Wine tasters notice every nuance in the bouquet.
Now, let's quiz the words we learned. Choose the correct answer that should go in the blank. In this example, the correct answer is C, sun. Okay, let's get started. I love the blank of fresh basil in tomato sauce. The bakery had the blank of warm cinnamon rolls. We used blank tomatoes from the garden in the salad. The chocolate cake was absolutely blank. If you like heat, try the blank wings from that new place. The soup had a deep blank of roasted garlic and herbs. The custard had a silky blank that melted on the tongue. Top the salad with blank shallots for a crunchy finish. The slow-cooked beef was so blank it fell apart. Bite into a blank burger and watch the juices run. Toast the spices until they become more blank. Training your blank helps you notice subtle flavors. Italian blank often features fresh tomatoes and basil. The garlic became quite blank as it cooked. The roast chicken was tender and blank. As a wine blank, she could detect subtle roast notes. They shared a blank chocolate tart for dessert. Parmesan added a strong blank to the pasta. The sauce had a subtle blank of citrus beneath the herbs.
That wraps our lesson for essential vocabulary for food and eating that help you better describe the food you eat with savory words. If you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe for more tasty vocabulary. Thank you for watching.